Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Firstly, to brothers and sisters who are listening, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and my sisters, a very short life that we've got, and in this life we have the opportunity to invest for our akhirah. And our akhirah is the most important life that we've got. This dunya is just, Allah has said, mata'ul hayati dunya. It's going to be the provisions of this world. And Allah has said, gharrathumul hayatu dunya. The life of this earth has deceived them. Gharrathumul hayatu dunya. So before this deception comes and before we have no time left, because Allah Azza wa Jalla will not give any more time to anybody who leaves this earth, it is very important that we find ways to make habits that become easy for us to do a'mal. And I'm going to demonstrate with you this, inshallah, in this khutbah, and hopefully by the end of the talk, you will already be in the habit, and when you leave from Jum'ah, you'll carry these habits. Very simple habits, okay? But the thing is, insan has been created, the human being has been created in a way that whatever habit you make for yourself, your body will demand that habit. Your body will actually get restless without that habit. Think of what I'm trying to say to you, okay? So for example, if you brush your teeth every night before you go to sleep, one day you never brushed your teeth and you went to sleep. And because you never brushed your teeth and you went to sleep, you actually feel your mouth feels odd. And when you wake up in the morning, your mouth feels very old. It kind of feels like you know, it hasn't been brushed for maybe 2-3 days. Now you only didn't brush it last night, but it feels very bad. The moment you never brushed it and you went to sleep, it doesn't feel good. If you have a habit of brushing it every morning and you miss it one morning, you're going to feel it. If you have a habit, you build a habit of having tea. Some people build a habit of having tea, and they have tea at certain times. That moment the tea time comes, if they don't have the tea, they feel a bit awkward. Coffee, same thing with coffee, and any other habit you build, okay? The human, Allah has made, subhanAllah, with its own clock system. It has a 24-hour clock system, and it gives you an automatic reminder. So you know, normally in your phone, you have to put in there, you know, reminders, and it gives you an alarm bell, and then it gives you snooze and all that. Your body does that automatically, Allahu Akbar. So now, any habit you put, for example, your habit is that, you know, you go into your car and you put the radio on. If your habit is to listen to the news through the radio, every morning you will follow it religiously. Whatever radio station you put in, you'd want to listen to it because it's your habit. You had yesterday's news, you had the day news before. Now it's just a habit. Now what I want to say to you is, good or bad, if whatever habit you put into the human body, the human body will demand that when the time comes for it. So if you have a habit of sin, when you come to the moment of sin, it will demand that you do it. For example, some people, they get very close to Allah on a Friday and they have, you know, sin on a Saturday. There are people who do that, right? So Friday is Jum'ah, no sin. Okay, so it's a holy day. But when it comes to Saturday night, go do what you like. It's a habit. And when Saturday night comes, then you've got to ring those friends. You've got to go out with them. You've got to go to this place. You've got to, you know, do what you did last week, and every other week you do it. It becomes a habit. Now, I don't want to discuss sins. I want to discuss good habits. Okay? So let me start with a simple, very simple good habit. Right? The first thing I think people need to get right is the sleeping time. Then everything else goes right. If you can sleep early, the rest of your 24 hours, inshallah, will go well. I remember I put this at first. Because if you can't go to sleep early, then you can't wake up early. And if you can't wake up early, you can't do good actions in the morning. And if you don't do good actions in the morning, you might not do it during the day. And if you don't do it during the day, you're going to have another night just come like that. Now think about it. Most people, most adults now, they're, you know, adults I'm talking to, you probably go to sleep 12 o'clock, you go to sleep 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, depending whether you've got a shift in the morning or you haven't got a shift in the morning, okay? Some people will stay there watching the you know, device, okay, till late night, till their eyes can't take it, okay? And they're trying to just, you know, do the last few messages, whatever, and they're trying to, you know, to get the last bit of juice. Now that's damaging you a lot. That's damaging you a lot, because your body recovers a lot when you go to sleep about 10, 11 o'clock. Your body has a lot of recovery that happens in that time. Anyway, another thing that happens, because once a Sahabi came and complained to the Prophet ﷺ about somebody who doesn't wake up for Fajr. And he said he doesn't get up in the morning. The Prophet ﷺ said that his problem is not in the getting up, his problem is sleeping. He doesn't sleep early, basically. His problem is he doesn't sleep early. If he sleep early, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was to sleep early. Now what I mean by this is that, look, if you can get yourself in bed habitually, 10, 11 o'clock, you get yourself in bed, then you know that, now look at your own clock. Your clock will be either you get up after 6 hours or you get up after 7 hours. Alright? Now if you go to sleep 10 o'clock, you'll be awake at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock you can do your tahajjud. Even if you catch it a little bit earlier, go to sleep a little bit earlier, 9:30, 9:45, now it's the winter time. Winter time is a massive blessing time for the mu'mineen, for the believers. Because you got ibadah, long time for ibadah. We love the winters in this country, we love the summers in this country. Some people say they hate the winters in this country, but you know what? If you really look at the winters of this country, they're a blessing in two ways. The day is short, it's easier for you to fast. You can do many nawafil fasts throughout the whole of the winter period. It's a bonus. And then the nights are long, you can do ibadah. Plenty of ibadah. And when the nights are long, people are generally more quiet outside there at the night time. Better than the summertime. So you've got a massive blessing. Take advantage of that. Now you go to sleep early. What do you do when you go to sleep early? I want you to have one habit. I want you to go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, I want you to go to sleep in dhikr. In the dhikr of Allah. Not with other thoughts. Oh, I've got to do this job, this and that. No. Just actually get into a habit of just remembering Allah till you drop off. I tell you one thing, you'll drop off earlier. If you remember Allah and go to sleep, you'll drop off early, because shaitan will say lullaby, go to sleep. Shaitan will actually put you to sleep. Shaitan doesn't want you to do dhikr. Right? So that's one thing. The second thing is that when you, subhanAllah, most people don't know this. There's a hadith in Abu Dawud that says, whoever has gone to sleep with the dhikr of Allah, when they wake up in the night, whatever dua you make to Allah is accepted. This is an acceptable hadith with a good chain in Abu Dawud. Most people don't know this. Now if you go to sleep with dhikr, you are not written amongst the ghafilin, amongst those people who are absent-minded. So you've got the benefit of that. If you die that night, you died in the dhikr of Allah, on the day of judgment you wake up with the dhikr of Allah. That's another benefit, right? So you say your shahada, you say Allahumma bismika amutu wa ahya, you read whatever du'as you want to, and just start to remember Allah. Now you might think, well, if I do the dhikr of Allah, I have to move the lips and so on. No, you don't have to. If you do the dhikr of la ilaha illallah, you don't have to move the lips. So just la ilaha illallah in your mouth, and you just remember Allah with la ilaha illallah until you actually go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, the best thing would be that, okay, you do tahajjud, fajr and everything else. Now I'm going to tell you one good habit to put in the morning. If you sleep early, you wake up early. You'll be able to get up for fajr. When you get up for fajr, straight after fajr, look, use fajr time still. Please get into the habit of reading Quran whilst fajr time is still there. You don't know the blessing of this. Even if it's 5 minutes. I don't care how busy you are, brother. But 5 minutes, if you read the Quran, if you can do 20 minutes, half an hour, MashaAllah, Mubarak to you, you're going to have a wonderful day. But if you can do 5 minutes, this is what happens. You're early in the morning, when you did 5 minutes of reading Quran while Fajr time is still around, the Quran has said, Allah has said, Inna Quran al-Fajri kana mashhuda. The angels will come and witness you reading the Quran. They will be your company. You've started off the day with a whole group of angels listening to you read the Quran. Allahu Akbar. In fact, in the hadith of Bukhari, it says that there was one Sahabi who came and he found that when he was reading the Quran at Fajr time, his horse in his stable, started to, jump up with his forelegs rising to the air. And then he stopped reading his Quran. And then he saw, when he started to read the Quran, the same horse started to leap its forelegs into the air. And he was very unsettled. Then he stopped out of fear. Then he started again, and this carried on happening. And he went to the Prophet ﷺ, and in another hadith it says, he saw some strange lights that came into his barn, because he was reading in the barn. and the lights went away after he stopped reading the Quran. He reported it to the Prophet ﷺ, and then he said they were like a canopy of lights. That's how he described it, a canopy of lights. And he came to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet ﷺ told him, he said, "Oh Fulan," he said, "Oh so and so." He said, "Those were the angels that came to witness you recite. Had you continued to recite, then the people of Medina would have seen how the angels look." And this was one Sahabi obviously happened to. Now for you and me, we're not going to see lights. But what will happen is that the angels are there. You should know that. And when you start the day with Allah's name, Subhanallah al-Azim, you've got Allah's Ma'iyya, you've got His good Rahman, Hidayah, whatever with you. Now if you read your Fajr, 2 rakats Sunnah, 2 rakats Fard, on time, and Subhanallah brothers, please, if you haven't got the habit of reading Fajr on time, now's the time to start the habit. Sunrise is at about 7:05 or something. Sunrise is about that time. Now, what does that mean? No, most people easily get up at 6:30, 6 o'clock. They'll get up at 5:30 if they go to sleep on time. The whole thing is you go to sleep on time. Now, the hadith says, if my servant reads 4 rakats in the morning, I will be enough for him for the rest of the day. Okay, that's another benefit you've got. Okay, another habit. I'm asking you. Because once you have the Quran habit, you know what will happen? Every day in the morning, your body will say to you, now read the Quran for 5 minutes. If you start to put a few days, just put a few days, 5 minutes, no more than that, recite the Quran at Fajr time, your body will say, let me do that again. Because your body clock will start kicking in. Now what you do is you get a set of ad'iyah ma'thura. That means that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a whole set of du'as he used to do in the morning. Now if you can't do any other thing, please, in the morning, you need to at least recite recite certain things in the morning for the rest of the day. There are many du'as you can recite. Get a book, Hisnul Muslim, very short book. I think is available for free to download, available as books. I'm sure the masjid might have copies, or they'll know where to get copies from. Look up the internet, find a small book. And you can buy it as well online. It's got Arabic du'as, English translation. All you need to do is recite these du'as early in the morning, because what it will do for you is it's going to make your protection levels very high. Protection against shaitan. And it's also going to put a lot of barakah for you for the rest of the day. Now I'll spend another khutbah talking about the different adiyah ma'thuras you can use. But at the basic, try and, make some dua to Allah for your day. For example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say, Asbahna wa asbah al-mulku lillah. Like the morning, we have received the morning, and the whole of Allah's dominion has received the morning. La ilaha illallah. There is no other God except Allah. Wahdahu la sharika lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumiitu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Read the dua, and then it says, Rabbi as'aluka khayra hadha al-yawm wa khayra ma ba'da. My Lord, I'm asking you for the best of this day and the best after this day. Rabbi a'udhu bika, and then the person will actually start to seek forgiveness from certain things. From becoming unable to do certain things. From al-harami wa su'il kibar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam daily used to say, I'm asking you to protect me from getting at an old age when I don't remember things, or to get to a stage where it's really bad for my body. So give me good health for the rest of my life. Okay? As a dua. Then he said, Rabbi a'udhu bika min adhabil nar wa adhabil qabr. Oh my Lord, I'm asking you for protection from the fire of hell and from the punishment of the grave. Simple. It will just take you literally 15 to 20 seconds to say this dua. You need to start the day with something, because when you say this dua over and over again every single day, I'm telling you, you will see the benefits of it. Anyway, whatever duas you can, put it together. Now, you're going to leave your place and you're going to go towards, you're going to get ready for your work, whatever it is in the morning you get ready for. Now there are simple habits you can put. Sahaba put a simple habit. Every time they went down, they said Subhanallah. Every time they went up, they said Allahu Akbar. Now, you need to start putting certain habits in our lives. For example, if you say to yourself that I'm going to go from this place to that place, let's say it's your bedroom to your kitchen, and you're going to go and get your breakfast ready. You need to say to yourself, I need to stay in dhikr. It's simple, it's cheap. You're using no energy, you're not talking to anybody. right? All you're doing is saying, Subhanallah, 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 or Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah wa bihamdi, Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Now if you can do this habit, you'll be brilliant. Get yourself a target. Every morning, while I'm having my breakfast, while I'm getting my breakfast ready, I want to try and say Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 100 times. And I want every evening after Maghrib, I want to say Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 100 times. Do you know what the hadith of Muslim says if you do this? Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Say it. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Say it. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. This dua, Subhanallah al-Azim, 100 times. You know what the Prophet ﷺ said? The one who will come on the day of judgment, and this is a Sahih hadith in Muslim, authentic hadith, the one who comes on the day of judgment, and he said Subhanallah wa bihamdihi 100 times in the morning and 100 times in the evening. When he comes on the day of judgment, there will be nobody who will have more actions than him. Nobody with more hasanat, nobody with more good actions than him. Except if somebody did the same as him. Or somebody did the same as him and something extra than him. So somebody has to do Subhanallah wa bihamdi 100 times like him, every morning, every evening, and then they've done more actions than him. That's the only person that will beat him. La ilaha illallah. You know how much this takes? 1.5 minutes, brother. In the morning, 1.5 minutes in the evening. And if you say to yourself, you got no time for that, I will guarantee you, the amount of times you pick up your phone and you look at it and you put it back in your pocket, and when you look at it, you put it in your pocket, it's going to be more than 1.5 minutes in a day. Just one of those times you put it away and you get your Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Get into a habit. I'm going for my breakfast. I want to say Subhanallah wa bihamdi 100 times. Get it done for 100 times. Have your breakfast. Alhamdulillah. You're ready for work. Now you're going in your car. Now when you're going in your car, brothers, or you're walking, or you're going to the gym, or you're going to, out there, and you're doing anything out there. Simple thing. Allah's made the deen so easy. It's made the deen so easy. Everyone's got these headphones. If you haven't got headphones, there are very good headphones you can get. Right? What you do is you now learn your deen in the time that you travel. So if you're traveling, if you're commuting half an hour back, that's 1 hour a day you got learning time. This is free time you can learn the deen of Allah. All you need to do is go for a series of lectures. Any scholar that you know has done, go through the series of lectures, get it from YouTube or MP3, whatever it is, okay? You target a certain shaykh with a series. I'm not talking about lecture only. No, target a series. If you have to listen to it over and over again, you listen over and over again. Your deen, your ma'lumat, whatever you learn for the deen, it will be done in no time. You're going to waste that time in the morning listening to a radio. The news, brother, is simple. News is very simple. If you want the news, you go to your app, or you go to the website, whichever website, 10 minutes, I'll tell you the whole of the world's news will be with you. You don't need to spend half an hour. You don't need to spend in your car 45 minutes debate. You listen to this guy phoning in, that guy phoning in. Okay, Mr. So-and-so, are you saying this? And yeah, I'm saying this. I'm saying. Are you hearing all this, debate going on? It's waste of your time. You can spend that time learning your deen. And I personally, right, I remember nowadays I work from home. But when I was actually commuting, I was commuting to West London from North London. And it was over a 3-year period of time. In those 3 years, you know how I put on hadith, I put on seerah lectures, I put on aqidah lectures. These are for my own learning. And I had 45 minutes drive there, 45 minutes back. And the whole 45 minutes, that's 1.5 hours learning every single day. And you know how much I learned from those 3 years? Just sitting there, you're driving, you're going to drive anyway. And all you're doing is you put something on and you learn your deen. La ilaha illallah. Next time you get in your car, your body will tell you, I want to switch this on. I want to learn my deen. Okay? On top of that, if you want to make it even better, is you just do a slight dhikr while you're driving and you're listening to something. That's even better. But if you can't do that, no problem. If your attention span doesn't give you that, because I don't want you to have an accident, brother. Okay? If you don't have the attention span, then learn your deen and drive at the same time. Both things done. Now, last thing I want to say before I actually get into khutbah, there are very simple habits. When you're walking, literally when you're walking, somebody asked this question, subhanAllah, they said, how long does it take you to get to work? And instead of saying, it takes me to get to work 20 minutes or whatever, he said, no, he said, it takes me to get to work. He says, it takes me 800 subhanallahs. He's changed the dynamics of what it takes to get to work. Instead of saying, it takes me 10 minutes or 20 minutes, he said, it takes me 800 subhanallahs to get to work. Maybe he was walking, whatever he was doing. Okay? That's how we need to start thinking. From my house to the masjid is this many subhanallahs. From my masjid to the house again, this many alhamdulillahs. From my place here to there, when I'm waiting for a bus to come, right? This many la ilaha illallahs. That's how, this many Allahu Akbar, this many istighfar, astaghfirullah. If you feel that day, you know what will happen? Your body will say, let me do it again. Your body will say, let me do it again. You know what? A very cheap way, brothers. You've got your whole akhirah sorted out. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us tawfiq, inshallah. I will carry on, inshallah, in the actual khutbah itself. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.